The Xbox One X is a fantastic piece of hardware, and I think we're all very impressed with it. Whether certain people want to admit it or not, it is. It's just a great piece of console, and the best console ever created, to be quite frank about it. But with that out of the way, there's still lots of things that are going to go into the next console, and even the Xbox One X, that we're going to keep seeing for the next couple of years. And I think that that's a reason to be excited if you're an Xbox fan. In particular, a developer was talking about what Microsoft is doing with the Xbox One X and how it's actually pushing Sony to make a decision much faster on the PlayStation 5, possibly even trying to rush out the PlayStation 5, because there's all these rumors now that the next Xbox is going to launch before the PlayStation 5, and Sony doesn't want to do that. So there's also rumors that Sony's trying to ramp up production and try to get theirs out first. We have Michael Pachter talking about things. He was talking about how he believes that Microsoft wants to get the Xbox 2 out, or whatever it's going to be called, Scarlet, before the PlayStation 5. I personally don't see that happening. I think that Microsoft is planning 2 next Xboxes, probably 1 and then a mid-gen upgrade after that, just like we got now. I think that to get those out in time, like how you have to do it, I think you have to plan those both probably at the same time, and then that way you can have one and then the other. So I would expect those kind of mid-gen upgrades to keep coming and things like that. He also said that he expects Microsoft to have a really good launch lineup, which that part I 100% agree with. I'm not a big Michael Pachter fan, but I do agree with Microsoft having a spectacular launch lineup, for the simple fact of they've got all these new studios. They've got the studios that they already had working on games that are probably going to be ready by the time this thing launches. And I think that's what is going to be very intriguing. That's where the fight is really going to take place, because you're going to have the Xbox Next versus the PlayStation 5. And I think the PlayStation 5 isn't going to have that good of a launch lineup. I think that Sony, if you just go by what they've done every single generation, they haven't exactly kicked off the generation with spectacular games, and that's something that could really come back to haunt them with Microsoft having something like Game Pass in there, where you could potentially see Halo Infinite, a Forza Motorsport, Fable, something from Ninja Theory, like all these games at launch that are going to be playable for, a Game Pass subscription. I think that's what's going to be the equalizer here. But anyway, this particular developer, which I will link this stuff so you guys can check it out, just said that Sony is aware of what's going on, and they're trying to actually maybe beat Microsoft to the punch. Will that happen? Hey, I don't know. Again, that's just a rumor, but this developer is saying that from what he understands, Sony is a bit fearful and rushing a little bit to beat the next Xbox out the gate. And I think that's a very interesting thing, because, hey, like I said, Microsoft definitely knows what they're doing. But again, I think you're going to have to be in a situation where Microsoft should want to come out around the same time. I'm not saying they have to come out at exactly the same time, but if they're smart, they will release around the same time. And I think that Sony's going to beat them, but I don't think they're going to beat them by much, maybe a couple weeks or something like that. But it's going to be an interesting fight. It's going to be a much more interesting and much closer fight than we had this generation, and I think that's exactly what Xbox fans should want and expect. So anyway, I would love your guys' thoughts and opinions on this. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Hit that bell so you're notified of all the content. Thanks for watching. Have a great weekend. Crapgamer out.